Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Safe Space Sunday. I'm your host, Via. You can call me
Via.
And today we're going to talk about making space. You know, oftentimes in life we pray some really big prayers, and we should. We serve a very big God, and it doesn't matter how you identify your higher power, God, Elohim, Yahweh, Allah, Abba, you know, whatever you term your higher power, universe, Gaia, all are welcome. And we ask for these pretty remarkable things that there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to have. And I want us to talk about why it is that we might not be seeing those prayers manifest. Why it is that we might be seeing a delay when we expect to progress. I want us to talk about why it is that when we ask these big prayers and we're full of faith, sometimes it seems like there's a delay. And one of the reasons is because as you ask these big prayers and you believe with every fiber in your body that your God, your universe, your Gaia will provide, we sometimes forget that we have a role to play. It is our responsibility to not only take the next best step, keep doing what we have to do to progress, keep doing what we have to do to advance, but also to make space. And today we're going to focus on making space for your blessing. So what do I mean by make space? Let's start with some examples, and this will help direct the conversation. Let's talk about it. So let's say you're manifesting a new car. Let's say you have been working your butt off. You did the research. You know what car you want. You know what price you can get it at. You know how much you need down. You know what your payments are going to be. You know what the insurance is going to be. And let's just say you have a garage. And that garage is full of stuff piled high. Where are you supposed to park this brand new car that God is going to bless you with? My recommendation is that you go clean out that garage and say, look, God, I even have a brand new parking spot for it. What if you don't have a garage? What if you live in busy street parking or an apartment complex and you're manifesting this car? Where are your keys going to hang? What are you going to put in there? An air freshener? Are you going to hang something from your rearview mirror? Are you going to have a bumper sticker? Sometimes making space doesn't literally mean going and making space. Sometimes it does, but not always. Sometimes making space for it is the expectation to receive it. When it comes, I am ready for it. Look, I have what I'm putting in my rearview mirror. I have my air freshener. I know where I'm putting my keys. I know what bumper sticker is going on this car. I even bought it because I am waiting in expectation for my new car. If you're asking God for a spouse, someone to spend the rest of your life with, and you have the space in your house, and in that regular bathroom you have drawers, you have a medicine cabinet, is there space in that bathroom for your significant other's hairbrush, their toothbrush? If it's a woman, her flat iron or her curling iron or her blow dryer, you know, have you made space for this person that you're asking God to bless you with for the rest of your life? Is there space in the closet? Do they have a place to put their clothes if they have to spend the night or want to spend the night and need to hang some stuff up? Is there a place for them in your space? Have you made space? But not just literally within your 3D material world. Have you made space for them in your heart? Have you let go of that ex that texts you every once in a blue moon when they're drunk and horny? Do you still answer the phone and say, yeah, you can come over? It's happened to all of us. Have you let them go and say, no, I'm not entertaining that. I'm ready for what I asked for? Or are you going out every weekend, meeting someone new, starting something with them, and now you have a little black book? No shame, no judgment. But when you have a constant Rolodex of people in and out of your life, When do you leave the door open for God, universe, Gaia to bless you with the person you've asked to be your wife? So when I say make space, sometimes it's literally like go make some space. This person's coming. You need to be ready for them when they arrive. Sometimes it's really clearing your mind and your heart, making sure your spirit is right. We walk into these situations. We ask God to bless us, and we're not ready. We haven't forgiven the hurt and the pain from the past. We haven't released an ex. We haven't healed, for lack of better words. And then we wonder why this person that we've prayed for and we ask God to bless us with arrives, and then it goes south. We can't maintain. So when I say make sure you're ready, make space, understand that it doesn't only mean literal space, but make space everywhere. Your heart, mind, spirit, and your home. Your 3D world. Another example. Let's say you are working really hard for a promotion. And you've been working, you've been studying if you need to study to attain a skill. You have been really putting in overtime. You have been showing your leadership and your management ability. You have been doing all of the things that a person wants to do to get this promotion. You deserve it. You've been working for it. I believe you can have it. Are you making space for it? Have you thought about what your schedule is going to look like when you get this new position and how that might impact your current responsibilities? Have you thought about what your role is going to look like when you get this new position and how it's going to change your dynamics with your coworkers? Have you thought about how your attire might change when you get this new position and how you might have to dress a little differently? My encouragement to you today is if you're really striving for this promotion, do something that is going to open the door for it to come. Aside from working really hard and studying and praying and expecting it, if your attire is going to change, if your dress code changes, go buy that blazer you need to buy, or go buy those black slacks, or go get those dress shoes, whatever it is you're expecting. If your dynamic is going to change, maybe we stop hanging out with happy hour every day. No shame. But when you become a leader, you behave as a leader. If maybe your schedule needs to change and you already have previous engagements on Mondays and Wednesdays, but that means now with your new promotion, you're going to have to work late on Mondays and Wednesdays. Start making arrangements now. Can I move my Monday and Wednesday schedule conflict to Wednesdays and Fridays? I'm expecting a promotion. You don't have to tell people, but you know you're expecting a promotion. You know it's coming, and when it gets here, you're going to be ready for it. So to summarize, we want to make sure that when we ask for a blessing, when we are asking for something in particular, we are making space. We are not only clearing space in our surroundings, if that's something that needs to happen, we are clearing space in our mind, body, and spirit. Sometimes clearing space in our mind, body, and spirit looks a little different. Sometimes clearing space looks like releasing things of our past, things that might be considered trauma or baggage, things that are of a different time in our life. Sometimes making space in our mind, body, and spirit looks like going and buying that bumper sticker and expecting in faith. Sometimes making space looks like rearranging our schedules, looking at our timelines and trying to incorporate what we're asking for into our current life so that when it arrives, we're ready for it. We have to be sure that whether it be a literal, you're making space in your house, in your car, in your physical 3D life, at your job, or in your mind, body, spirit, that you make space for what it is that you're asking for. Why? Because if you don't, you run the risk of delaying what it is that you're asking for. First and foremost, you might wait an exceptionally long time for something that you could have really probably had yesterday if you would have just made space. Or two, you run the risk of losing what you asked for because it arrives and you're not ready for it. You miss an opportunity to get what you've been asking for, and now what? You're still trying to figure out how do I get it back? How do I and that's okay. We have a whole nother series on when that happens, because it happens to the best of us. But I will dive into this more in my manifestation series and in loss. So I hope you guys stick around. I hope you enjoy this time with me. I hope you like, share, subscribe. Let me know your comments. Tell me what you're making space for. What are you bringing into your life? What have you asked the divine to bless you with? Until next time, bye guys.